Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 20. We're in to 20% of the way to 100 days. Isn't that fantastic? Today I started out with some isometrics. I'm going to start doing these pretty much every morning, whether it's a jump day or not, because they just make my knees feel amazing. And why not prehab instead of rehab? It's better to prevent an injury than it is to treat one. So instead of jumping until my knees start to feel sore, why not just make sure my knees feel amazing before I jump, and after I jump, then that kind of preempts it for me in the future. The same warm-up as I did 2 days ago. It's the same warm-up every single time there is a jumping or plyometric or sprinting day. I think that this is a really, really good, well-rounded warm-up. It gets a bit of everything sorted, and it really just warms my body up and prepares it for sprinting. In fact, even if it's a jumping workout, a basketball jumping workout or some kind of dunking or anything like that, warming up as if you were going to go and do some sprints is going to tick all the same boxes, in my opinion. The only real thing that I think is different is perhaps working on the jump technique. Say, for example, you were going to go into to do a jumping workout, then obviously it would make sense after you've done all the sprint warm-ups to do some more technical work focused around what you're going to be doing. But this warm-up is a fantastic one for warming up for sprints, and you can follow along. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. And what was really nice is that I did this outside today. One, because of the sunshine, but also because of the space. It was really nice to just have a full 20-meter space where I can actually properly sprint and get to full speed without having to worry about crashing into the wall in my home gym. I actually don't usually do workouts in the morning, but it did feel really good to get up and just go and work out straight away, straight after waking up, before breakfast and anything, just to get some sunshine on my face. It wasn't really warm enough to get sunshine on my skin, but it was a fantastic workout this morning. All of these low-level plyometrics, I feel like I'm very well prepared for them because of all the skipping and plyometric work I've been doing in the weeks leading up to this program, so I don't feel like these are particularly difficult, even though they are slightly higher intensity than it would be as if I was just skipping. I feel like I've done a good job this time preparing for this program of building a decent plyometric base. First part of the workout was 6 sets of 20-meter sprints. These 2 sprints you're watching here right now are actually warm-up sprints, one 80%, one at 90%. Then I decided to move into hill sprints. The reason I chose hill sprints, even though the programmed just regular sprints, flat ground, is because they're a good way to ease yourself back into sprints. It's actually a lot less stress and impact on your legs, especially when you're decelerating. Because you're running up a hill, it takes a lot less time to decelerate. So if any of you guys ever want to get back into sprinting, maybe you haven't done it for a couple of years or a couple of months, I would highly recommend hill sprints. And also, because there are longer ground contact times, it does carry over more to the acceleration aspect of sprinting and power jumping. So if you're a 2-foot jumper, if you need to work on your acceleration, then hill sprints are definitely the variation of sprints for you. That's not to say that you shouldn't do flat ground sprints. You should do a variety of sprints on a variety of surfaces. You should do them barefoot with a variety of different shoes and footwear. All of it is going to help. Then I did some drop jumps there, which you just saw, 1 set of 10 jumping from a height that's higher than my max vertical. And then I did 2 sets of 10 reactive jumps, trying to spend as little time on the ground as possible, trying to be nice and springy and elastic, trying to utilize that very short stretch shortening cycle. Then I had a bit of a break for the rest of the day, and I decided to do this part of the workout at the end of the day. I've literally just finished it now. And it was 2 sets of 10 RDLs with a moderate to lightweight, focusing on a fast concentric contraction, so pulling that weight up as fast as possible. And I haven't done RDLs in a very long time. To be honest with you, I haven't actually trained them that much in the past. Mainly I just did deadlifts, but again, they're an exercise that I always feel in my hamstrings, and there's not really a good reason why I can think of having not trained them, especially since they do have, again, a great carryover into athletic movements, athletic sports, because you're really training and isolating that hip extension, but primarily using the hamstrings to extend the hips, so the biceps femoris, as opposed to relying solely on glutes to extend the hips. Then I supersetted these with some banded rotations. It was supposed to be cable rotations, but obviously I don't have access to a cable machine in my gym at home, and bands can do the job just as well. It mentioned in the program to do them quite light, so I just did it with a moderate light band, but the good thing about bands is you can step further and further away from where the band is fixed in order to make the resistance in order to increase the resistance. And overall, I'm pretty happy with how these RDLs felt. I don't know why I decided to stand on a plate. I think it was because in the past when I've tried to do RDLs, I couldn't feel it in my hamstrings, and I thought if I could just increase the range of motion, but the way I was doing them today, these felt really good. Then the last part of the workout were some hip flexor raises, hip drives, knee drives, whatever you want to call them, banded hip drives, banded knee drives. And I thought that this was a pretty ingenious way to set it up, because I tried initially with just the purple band, it didn't work out, but purple and the green band did the job in the end. That is pretty much it for today's workout. Felt really, really good after this, and I'm really, really hopeful for how the rest of this program is going to go with regards to results. See you in the next one.